So what a lot of people aren't doing correctly is their blow dry technique. And it's not all your fault. Maybe you don't know or you just haven't tried. So I'm gonna show you what to do and what not to do. And I'm gonna show you what products I use and explain exactly why I'm using them. So I'm gonna put on my leave-in conditioner and my heat protectant. On one side, this is the only product I'm gonna put on, and I'm just gonna regularly blow dry my hair as if that's what normal people do. And then the other side, I'm gonna layer my products for volume, and I'm gonna be using a round brush as well as a blow dry brush so you guys can see the difference. So you don't need to spray a whole lot, especially with fine hair. This is very, very light. It's a light product. You do not want to be using a heavy leave-in conditioner. I'm just gonna brush that through. That's also another important thing is brush all of your products through your hair every time you apply them, so it doesn't get gunked up just in one spot. I am gonna section away the back because I'm not working on the back, just two sides in the front. Okay, I'm gonna clip away this side. Okay, so normally if you just blow dry your hair, you either blow dry it straight down or you flip your head over and you just blow dry. Or you use a big brush like this. This is a paddle brush, and you take it and you just go straight just like this. There is a time and a place when to do this, especially if you have curly hair, then it will make your hair very smooth. But if you have fine hair and you're looking for volume, this really isn't the way that you want to go. So I'm gonna blow dry it that way on this side. Okay, is my hair straight? Does it look okay? Yes, it completely looks fine. Do I have any volume here? Absolutely not. I have very fine hair and I lack volume. So now on this side, I'm gonna show you guys the proper way to blow dry and layer your products. So I wanna circle back to the products that you're using. If you have fine hair or if you're looking for volume, you're gonna wanna use a root boosting spray, a thickening spray. You can do either or a little bit of both. It just depends on how much product your hair can take. And we already sprayed our leave-in conditioner and our heat protectant. So I'm gonna put these on now. I'm gonna spray a little bit in my hand because I don't want it super heavy. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna lift up my root area, and that's exactly where I'm gonna put it. A little bit goes a long way. You don't need to use a ton of this product. And this is just for my root area. Now I'm gonna take my volumizing spray and I'm gonna do a few spritzes basically all around. I'm gonna take some in my hands and I'm gonna go right through the top and especially right here and run that through. If you do want a little bit of moisture, you can also put a little bit of oil on your ends. I like to use the Olaplex oil. It's a very light oil. If you're using a heavy oil, that's gonna weigh your hair down. So use something very light. And only apply it to your ends. Okay. Now I'm gonna brush this through. So one common mistake is that when you're blow drying straight down like this. What we're gonna do is over direct the hair onto the opposite side. That's gonna give us some lift at the root. And also we're gonna dry our roots first so that we can go and refine our mids to ends with a round brush or a blow dryer brush. Okay, so now you can see the root is already lifting, and I'm gonna do some sections in my hair, and I'm gonna start from the bottom and work my way up. So you can see that right there is just already completely so much better than the other side. So I'm gonna take the blow dryer brush and I'm gonna put it on high because I'm just doing the wet parts of my hair. Now, if you saw what I just did there, I basically scooped the hair just like this, and I used the cold shot on it at the very end. I actually did a video on this already on how to blow dry your hair with the blow dryer brush, so it's gonna be linked at the top. If you want a full tutorial on that, click on it right above my head right now. Now I'm gonna drop my next section. I do a little bit better with a round brush, so I'm gonna use a round brush the rest of the time, but again, you can use a blow dryer brush as well. So you're gonna take your round brush, you're gonna do the exact same thing. You're gonna scoop the hair, lift it up off of your scalp just like so, and when you get to the ends, you're gonna refine your ends and keep rolling the brush just like this. You also wanna give it a cold shot at the end so it can set. Okay, dropping my last section, and this is a pretty wide section, so we're gonna take it into two. I'm gonna clip away this front piece. I'm gonna try to clip away the front piece. And you wanna make sure that you're blow drying straight up once you get to the top of your head. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's completely dry. Look at this side. This is the side that I just blow dried straight down. I only used one product, which was a leave-in conditioner that also had heat protection in it. On this side, I blow dried for volume. So I over-directed to the other side. I used a round brush. I used volumizing products. And I used a cold shot when I was blow drying, which really helps the hair to set in. But look how much more volume I have on this side versus this side. If you have fine hair, these are the things that you really want to change in your daily routine. It's just going to change your style and make it look so much better. If you have hair like me, you know that it does take a lot of product to be able to actually get volume. Now you do want to make sure you're using light product though, and no heavy oils. Your biggest mistake might be that you're just either using the wrong products or you're not using them the correct way. Instead of using a high hold wet hairspray, we're gonna opt for a texture spray. Instead of using a heavy oil, either when your hair is dry or when it's wet, we're gonna be using a light oil, especially when it's dry. Instead, you wanna be using dry shampoo. That's gonna be your absolute best friend for a girl with fine hair. Or if you've gone a few days in between washes. What it's gonna do is soak up those oils and it's gonna add some grit to your hair and fullness. I'm gonna demonstrate for you guys so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And instead of using that high hold hairspray, we're gonna opt for a texture spray. So what I'm gonna do is curl my hair, and then I'm gonna be using two different products to show you guys the difference and how it makes a difference in my fine hair. Before you do any heat styling, you wanna make sure you're using a heat protectant. However, most heat protectants have super heavy oils. You wanna opt for one that's gonna be a light spray. My favorite one is Hot Off the Press by Paul Mitchell, so that's what we're gonna be using on this side. And then on this side, I'm gonna be using just straight oil so you guys can see the difference. So I'm lightly gonna coat my hair. All over. And then I'm gonna brush it through. To piggyback off of this, the tools that you're using could be the wrong tools for your hair. Someone with fine hair, medium length, should be using a size, I think this is a 1-inch barrel. This is a 1-inch barrel for your curling iron. If you're using something bigger than this, it's just gonna create a wave in your hair versus a curl. I'm also curling my hair so that the hair is flat on the barrel. This is gonna elongate the curl and make it a little bit fatter instead of just like twisting it like super tight around the barrel. You don't have to use a regular curling iron. You can use a wand. A lot of people do use a wand, so it's totally fine. Just make sure that the hair is flat on the barrel. Okay, so on this side, I'm just gonna be using an oil on my hair for heat protection. I'm only gonna be using a couple of drops just because I don't want it to be super heavy, but that way you guys can see the difference. I'm mostly gonna run it through my mids to ends. And then once I basically get all of that on there, then I'm gonna go up here. And I think you guys can see already how much of a difference this is between that side. So I curled my hair the exact same way. I did the exact same amount of hair on each side. You can already see that this side is starting to elongate. It's not holding that good. This side is doing a little bit better. So what I'm gonna do now is on this side, I'm gonna put in some dry shampoo. For my styles, at this point, that is when I do like to use dry shampoo, even if your hair is not oily, because it is gonna add grit to your hair and it's gonna give those roots a little bit of lift. It's from Ouai. It's spelled O-U-A-I. And I just popped the cap in through it. So you don't need a lot. I'm just gonna lift up each section and spray probably about this far away. Smells amazing. Try not to disturb the curl too much while you're putting on the product. We are gonna be brushing through it with a wide tooth comb. Now on this side, I'm gonna be putting some texture spray in my hair instead of regular wet or high hold hairspray. I'm gonna be putting it on the exact same way. It is a little bit of cloudy. I think it actually does have a little bit of like powder or dry shampoo in it. So just keep that in mind. This is gonna make your hair a lot thicker and look a lot fuller when we brush it out. Now for the opposite side, the only thing I'm gonna be putting on my hair is a high hold hairspray. This is what normally people would use. So this is called Spray and Stay by Big and Sexy Hair. And I'm gonna be spraying the exact same amount that I sprayed on this side. I'm gonna let that dry for a minute. There is a time and a place to use hairspray like this. Maybe at a wedding, or if you're going to an event or something along those lines and you have an updo. But if you're wearing your hair down and you're going for volume, this is not the type of hairspray that you should be using. Now I'm gonna take my wide tooth comb. We're not gonna be using a brush that has a ton of teeth on it. You want a wide tooth comb because you basically wanna finger comb your hair. You can use your fingers or a wide tooth comb, whichever works is totally fine. So I like to start at the very root and basically go just like this and break it up. And you can already see how much more volume this side has after we brush through it. Now what I like to do again with the texture spray is I will actually hold my hair up just like this and spray again. Now that is how this side is. It's like got a lot of body to it, which is what I'm looking for. Now I'm gonna take my wide tooth comb. This side has dried. It's kind of crunchy. And I'm gonna brush through it. And it kind of hurts. Ow. Now I didn't overbrush it or anything. It's just kind of longer and it's kind of crunchy, which I don't actually really like that much. It isn't terrible, but it's not like this side. So if you can see, I just have a lot more body on this side compared to this side. So now you guys can see the difference of this side compared to this side. So if your hair has been falling flat and you just lack that volume, it's probably not your hair. It's just the type of changes you need to make in your everyday routine. If you struggle especially with blow drying, that is something that I've already done a full tutorial on, and I will link it up above so that you can go watch it and follow along. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, if you need a free guide, it's always linked in the description below. I'll see you next time.